Okay, imagine this scenario.
Mm,
It's New Year's Eve.
right.
You know, the air's buzzing, everyone's celebrating, counting
Yeah,
down.
the excitement.
And then just completely shattered, gunfire erupts in a hotel parking lot.
Just horrible.
Or, picture this. A young college student, really bright, passionate about journalism, her whole life ahead of her. And she's killed by a stray bullet,
Yeah.
caught in a crossfire she had nothing to do with.
Oh, man.
These are just headlines you skim past, you know.
Hmm.
They're like these little windows into something really complex and honestly pretty heartbreaking happening right here in Sacramento. So today, in this deep dive, that's what we're trying to explore. These unspoken battles of gang violence. We're focusing on what our sources are calling the YN world.
Right. Young niggas.
Exactly. It points to this specific kind of youth-driven street culture, the power dynamics there. We're going to try and navigate these stories, the ones that are all tangled up together, and show a side of the city that maybe doesn't get talked about enough. The goal, really, is to help you quickly get a handle on this whole landscape, the street culture, the real challenges the justice system is facing, and just the massive human cost.
Yeah, and what's truly illuminating here, I think, is how we're pulling this together. We've got insights from like a whole stack of different sources.
Right.
And some of them seem totally at odds. You know, you've got your official police reports, very formal.
Yeah, the dry stuff.
Exactly. Court documents laying out legal arguments. Then you have community discussions, just raw feelings. And then, boom, local drill music.
That's a huge contrast.
It really is. You have that objective, almost sterile language of a police statement right next to these incredibly personal, sometimes really aggressive, but often, you know, deeply authentic lyrics. But the thing is, when you take them together, they paint this comprehensive picture. It's unsettling, for sure, but it gives you a real sense of life and death in these neighborhoods, especially for the people caught up in this YN world.
Exactly. And that's our aim here, isn't it? To connect those dots, show how these different views from the street level right up to the courtroom, they actually kind of merge to tell one big, complicated story.
Yeah.
Okay, let's unpack this. Let's start with the immediate impact, the stuff that hits hardest, maybe the stuff you see in the news sometimes, that raw violence.
Yeah.
Our sources detail this really harrowing incident recently in Del Paso Heights.
Yeah.
Happened late, after 10 p.m.
Okay.
A drive-by shooting. Clay Street, 3900 block. Police show up.
Yep.
They find two adults in a car, a man and a woman. Both shot. Neither survived.
Yeah.
Just awful.
And that really underscores the speed, the randomness sometimes of these things.
Right.
Sacramento Police Sergeant Zach Eaton, he confirmed it was a shot spotter activation. So their system picked up the shots right away.
Technology doing its thing.
Yeah, but even then, Eaton believed it was a drive-by. But right at that moment, no suspect info, no vehicle description, nothing. Yeah. It shows how law enforcement can be, you know, playing catch-up immediately. And what's really disturbing, the context Sergeant Eaton gave, that one incident, it brought the total to 11 people shot in that same north area
11
in less than 1 week.
11 people in less than 7 days. That's a staggering. Sergeant Eaton's message, I mean, it was blunt. He called the violence unacceptable, plain and simple.
As you would.
Said it needs to be confronted as a community together. He was adamant, you know, we don't have to live like this, really stressing the trauma it causes everyone.
Absolutely. It paints a grim picture. And that call for community action, it's powerful. Of course it is.
Yeah.
But this raises an important question for us, doesn't it? What does community together actually look like on the ground?
Good question.
Especially in these areas that are just so fragmented by these very conflicts because, yeah, there's shared trauma. Everyone wants safety. That could unite people. But our sources also talk about this deep-seated street code, these cycles of retaliation, things that actively work against that unity. They create these divides that seem almost impossible to bridge sometimes.
That's a huge dilemma, right? Because Sergeant Eaton's calling for unity, but like you said, the sources show these communities are fractured by the exact problem he's talking about.
Yeah.
How do you even start?
Yeah.
When trust is just gone.
Yeah.
Especially with what the sources call this new breed of warfare.
A new breed.
Yeah, they say the old ways, the old mobs, even the old symbols or territories, that history is like ashes now.
Wow.
It's a whole new era. And it's fueled by drill beats, Instagram Live, this constant need to put a name on the map.
Online clout-driving street action.
Seems like it. The motto is just chillingly simple. Whole lot of gang. YN world. Know what the fuck it is. And you see this reckless drive, almost nihilistic maybe, this push for notoriety. It comes through in stories like Little Blue.
Right, I saw that mentioned.
He was only 15, sources say, just trying to cop a puff bar, one of those disposable vapes.
Yeah.
But apparently, one wrong look, and they say it turned him into smoke.
Just like that, over nothing.
And the alleged shooter, K-12, described as a baby-faced reaper,
Chilling description.
whose name was apparently known, whispered through both the zoo and the Northgate Gator clicks. And then the twist, which feels all too common in this world, K-12 himself was later shot in an attempted murder.
The cycle continues.
Exactly. Just relentless.
And this gang geography, it really is a labyrinth. One source nailed it with that word. The zoo, for instance. It's not just one group. The sources make it clear it's fractured. You got G Parkway Zoo and Nino's Parkway Zoo.
Micro-fragmentation.
Exactly. That's common. Territorial beefs over just a few blocks, intensifying things even within a bigger gang identity, both trying to get noticed. And in that hustle, they clicked up with the Northgate Gators. Then there's this guy, Slida.
Okay.
Described as a young gun, rumors swirling about bodies stacked like trophies, always trying to prove he the next kid. And the sources list others too. Subgang, 8 Gang, G Parkway, Zoo, Gators, Heights, MG26. And the allegiances. Supposedly super fluid.
Switching weekly.
That's what they say. Switching weekly, beefs just zigzagging all over the city, turning neighborhoods into this, volatile chessboard.
Which brings us to something else, something tragic.
Yeah.
How small things can just ignite, explode into lethal violence.
Yeah, the triggers can seem so minor from the outside.
Totally. Our sources highlight this one example. It's really stark.
Yeah.
A chunky Jesus piece chain.
Okay, a piece of jewelry.
Yeah. Allegedly, a Highland YN snatched it, ran off with it, and that apparently kicked off a whole series of retaliation shootouts.
Just over a chain.
No one died, but the sources say blood was promised. And then, just a few weeks later, 17-year-old Elijah Wallace.
Oh, I remember reading about him. Cordova High.
Yeah, football player. Tons of potential.
Yeah.
He apparently stood his ground during some kind of encounter, refused to give up his stuff, and he was killed right there in the Colonial Manor streets. And the word on the street, tragically, connected the same guys, the chain thieves, to his death.
Devastating. From a stolen chain to a young man's life lost.
It's just, shows how quickly it escalates and how innocents get caught up. Okay, so let's shift gears a bit. Let's look at how the official justice system tries to deal with all this. Yeah. Because it's operating against this backdrop, right?
Yeah, it's a huge challenge for them.
Our sources give us this case. Ramada Inn murder happened right around New Year's Eve 2019, spilled into Jan 1st, 2020, North Sacramento.
Okay.
Hubert Callum, 23 years old, allegedly Oak Park Bloods. He was killed in the hotel parking lot. 2 other guys were shot too, including Willie Bryant, 32, allegedly from the Stars gang.
A chaotic scene, I imagine.
Must have been. Police got there quick, found shell casings, 9mm and .40 caliber.
Common handgun rounds, modern street weapons.
Right. And they got video footage from the hotel, a market nearby.
And they made arrests pretty fast, right? Within about 3 weeks.
Yeah, that's right. Elise Whitfield, Robert Massengale, Darwin Jackson, all identified as alleged members of the Del Paso Heights Bloods.
Okay.
Massengale, he eventually took a plea deal. But here's where that street code really comes into play.
Yes.
The alleged motive, just rumors, street talk, was that Callum had supposedly snitched on Whitfield, put his name in a police report or something.
A huge violation in that world, often fatal.
Exactly. And Willie Bryant? Remember, he was shot too. Witnessed his friend's murder.
Yeah.
He explicitly told the police he wouldn't cooperate. Cited the street code.
And if we connect this to the bigger picture, that street code, it's not just about keeping your mouth shut, is it?
No, it feels deeper.
It's almost like a parallel justice system.
Yeah.
And it's built on this profound mistrust of the official channels, sustained by loyalty, fear, self-preservation, all mixed together.
Yeah.
And you got to understand, for many people caught in this, it's not just defiance. It's like a survival mechanism that's deeply ingrained.
When the official system seems broken or hostile,
people create their own order, right? However brutal it might look from the outside.
And the struggle doesn't end with arrests. Far from it. Our sources point out these agonizing delays in the official system. Get this.
Okay.
As of April 2025, more than 5 years after Hubert Callum was murdered, the trial for Whitfield and Jackson still hasn't happened.
5 years.
Yep. They've been sitting in Sac County Jail since January 2020. No conviction.
Wow.
Professor Gabriel Chin, UC Davis law professor,
Right.
he called it extremely unusual. Said a reasonable time for a felony case like this.
Yeah.
Maybe 3 months to 3 years max.
And there were reasons cited, right? Legitimate, sad reasons. A lawyer passing away, another moving to the bench.
Yeah, things happen.
But still, that length of time is exceptional. And it powerfully illustrates this critical weakness in the system, doesn't it?
How so?
Well, when the formal justice system takes that long, when it can't deliver a timely resolution,
Yeah.
it basically creates a vacuum. And those informal, often violent codes of conduct, they just rush right in to fill it. It feeds the cycle of self-justice, deepens the mistrust.
Yeah, I can see that.
And this raises an important question. How do we even begin to mend a social fabric that's been so seriously damaged? Because like Professor Chin pointed out, these delays, they're awful for the victim's family, stuck in limbo forever.
Unimaginable.
And tough on the defendants' families, too. Years of uncertainty. Plus, cases generally get worse as time goes by, right? Memories fade, evidence degrades, witnesses, they disappear or just don't want to talk anymore. The DA's office says, look, complex cases, multiple defendants, they take time, fair enough.
Sure.
But the sources really highlight how these long delays, maybe unintentionally, just reinforce that mistrust, push people back to the street code because the official system feels broken, or just way too slow, irrelevant almost.
So while the courts are struggling with these delays, there's this whole other narrative playing out. Super powerful, equally shaping life and death.
Or is that?
Not in courtrooms, on the streets, and maybe even more so online.
Ah, the music!
Yeah, the world of local drill music. And maybe no one embodies this complexity more than this artist, Lil Rum.
Okay, tell me about him.
Young guy, maybe 18, 19, from South Sac, 77G Parkway Mob Zone. They call it Ape Gang.
Got it.
He apparently has real motion with his music.
Yeah.
Racking up thousands of views fast.
So he's getting noticed.
Definitely. And his music, it's described as a direct reflection, often brutally honest, of that street life. You listen, the lyrics are intense. Sources quote stuff like, shoot your bitch ass, spit on the other nigga, stand over him, levitate, knock his head off.
Wow. That's graphic, very direct.
No holding back at all.
And in that world, for the people who are really listening, those lyrics aren't just seen as, artistic license.
Right, it's more than that.
Often, yeah. They're taken as direct challenges. Or statements of fact, declarations of allegiance, even boasts about what someone's capable of or has done. Like our sources mention a Reddit post, pure street talk, obviously, but it alleged Lil Rum has 2 bodies.
Street term for 2 murders.
Right. And 1 attempt, including supposedly shooting a young teen in the head just for like looking at him wrong.
Jesus.
And what's maybe unique about Lil Rum's entry, according to one source, he apparently came into the fucking scene with a body before he even started rapping.
Wait, before the music.
That's the claim. Unlike most who maybe get put on, seen with older guys, then start rapping, Rome apparently had this reputation from the jump.
So that gave him instant credibility.
Oh, no,
Unrivaled, the level others might spend years building.
And the connection between the music and real life, it's stark. His legal troubles are serious. He's currently locked up in Stockton.
Okay, for what?
Armed robbery with a firearm. Sources say he's facing potentially 20 years. Bond set at a staggering $700,000.
Oh.
And he's been inside for over a year already. Charges include conspiracy to commit robbery, first-degree robbery, gun enhancement, serious stuff.
And then there's this tragic connection to Jalen Tolbert, 18 years old, from Elk Grove, the Metview area, allegedly killed by Rome at an Airbnb party, April 2022. Apparently started with a fight. And the sources say, on the street, everybody knew Rome did it.
Just known.
Yeah, but here's what one source called weird.
Okay.
Even members from Metview, Tolbert's own area, they still apparently hang out with Rome, collaborate on songs with him.
Despite him allegedly killing one of their own.
That's what the source claims. It raises serious questions about how allegiances actually work in that world, doesn't it?
It really reveals a profound paradox, I think.
How so?
Drill music, it offers this potential way out, right? Through art, a path off the streets, maybe into a legit career.
A dream, yeah.
But the authenticity, which is everything for credibility, for getting fans, it often demands this deep, dangerous immersion in the very violence the music depicts.
You have to live it to rap it, basically.
or at least project that image convincingly. And what's fascinating here is how the music chronicles these harsh realities, but that demand for authenticity seems to force artists to keep living that life.
It traps them.
It really can. It can trap them in the exact cycle they might hope to leave behind. It turns their art into this dangerous, self-fulfilling prophecy almost. And that weird dynamic you mentioned with Metview, it could mean a few things, couldn't it? Maybe it's a grim power play by Rome. Maybe it's shared notoriety that somehow overrides internal beefs. Or maybe it's just pragmatic aligning with who seems powerful, even if they wronged you, is sometimes seen as the only option.
Yeah, that paradox. It leads us right into the wider cost.
Yeah.
The really heartbreaking toll of all this.
Yeah.
The innocent people.
Sure.
The aspiring artists just caught in the gears. We absolutely have to talk about Capret Taclay.
Okay.
Just 20 years old.
Yeah.
College student, bright future. This was back in 2007. She was shot in the head, stray bullet, in a bar parking lot. Caught in a crossfire between rival gangs, Oak Park Bloods, and GM Mob. She had nothing to do with it. Her father. He called it acts of terrorism.
I mean,
Yeah.
yeah. From his perspective, how else would you describe it?
And there's another story, this guy Danny, described simply as an innocent guy from CV Circle, shot and killed near 5th Street. Even people from the Five, a known gang area, said he was innocent.
It just drives home that the violence isn't contained, is it? It spills over, affects everyone. Absolutely tragic. And it leads to this really grim observation from one of the sources that being a street rapper has been one of the deadliest jobs, largely because of social media.
Wow. Deadliest jobs. Because of social media.
Think about it. Social media gives them a huge platform, right?
Yeah.
Connect with fans, build a career, potentially get famous.
Sure.
But at the same time, it puts an intense spotlight on everything. Their lives, where they hang out, who they're with, their families, their neighborhoods.
Makes it visible.
Exactly. Incredibly accessible. And that makes them potential targets for rivals. People can track their movements, challenge their online persona in real life easily.
So the tool for fame becomes a tool for danger.
Yeah, if we connect this to the bigger picture, that's exactly it. It turns ambition into this extreme vulnerability.
And we've seen just devastating examples of this playing out over and over.
Like who?
Take Lil Ty, rising artist, North Sacramento, North Ada area, just signed a record deal, seen as a real leader in his section, maybe a way out.
Okay, promise.
Killed May 23rd, 2022. Just gone.
Oh, man.
Then there's PQ Paul Crow, Lil Ty's best friend. Played football at Grand High, got pulled into life after Ty died, started rapping, became the face of Northgate pretty quickly.
Trying to carry on, maybe?
Maybe. But just 4 months after doing an interview, talking about his grief, his hopes, PQ was shot in the head, passed away.
Oh.
Happened on Broadway. Near territory linked to rivals like Franklin Ortez, Oak Park Bloods. It's just this brutal, endless cycle.
Where the path out seems to lead right back in.
Exactly. The music, the fame, it chronicles the violence, but it also seems to attract it.
These stories really underscore chilling reality, don't they? For anyone looking in from the outside, in these really volatile street environments, the very visibility that brings fame can also paint a fatal target on your back. Social media becomes this intense, double-edged sword.
Yeah.
And it just reiterates the complexity of this YN world, that source, Sacramento, a new breed of gang warfare, calling it a labyrinth.
Right. Allegiances switching weekly.
Beefs zigzagging across the city.
Oh, yeah.
We hear about figures like Lil Smoke from Oakland, but deep in banging sack politics.
Gliding in red BMWs.
Leaving chalk lines in the street saying, when Lil Smoke slides, somebody gotta die.
Chewing.
Shootouts happening constantly. 10, 15 in a month. Young shooters treating the city like it's a Call of Duty map.
Dehumanizing.
Totally. And one source makes this stark observation that for some, the highest degree in the Black community is seen as catching a body.
Committing a murder.
Yeah. And how that allegedly boosts visibility for guys like Lil Rome. Now, the sources are clear. Sacramento isn't Chicago or LA in terms of sheer numbers, population size.
Right. Scale is different.
Scale is different. So there are fewer individuals with really high body counts, which means those who do commit those acts, they stand out even more. It cements their reputation, boosts their profile in that YN world, often, obviously, with tragic results all around.
So what does this all mean? We've got pretty deep here, haven't we?
Yeah, covered a lot of ground.
We've looked at the immediate tragic impacts that drive by in Del Paso Heights, the human cost right there.
Mm-hmm.
We explored the system struggles, those agonizing delays in the Ramada Inn case.
Yeah.
How that feeds the street code.
The vacuum it creates.
Right. We delved into drill music, Lil Rome's story, how it's both this reflection and this potential trap. Authenticity demanding danger.
Paradox.
And woven through it all, the profound human cost. To the innocent bystanders like Cabret Takleh, and to the aspiring artists like Lil Ty and PQ, whose potential just vanishes.
It's a really heavy picture, no doubt about it, but I think it's crucial to actually acknowledge all these different parts, right?
Yeah.
The immediate violence, the system delays, the role of the music, both mirror and trap, and that awful human cost, the lost lives, the lost potential.
It's all connected.
Exactly. It's about trying to understand all these interconnected layers, maybe without judgment, if we're ever going to really grasp the challenges these communities are up against.
Definitely. And maybe if we try to see all these pieces together, the street violence, the system issues, the cultural stuff in the music,
yeah,
maybe it leads to a bigger question. For you, listening right now, given everything we've pulled from these sources today, what responsibility falls where? On the communities themselves, on the artists telling these stories, on the wider public, on the institutions that are supposed to serve people?
That's the tough one.
What role do we all play, really, in confronting this? And maybe, just maybe, starting to change the narrative, breaking these cycles of violence.
It's a huge question.
And it goes way beyond Sacramento, doesn't it? It applies to any community facing similar struggles. And
yes, only thing that I'm worried about, punch one of these pussy ass niggas in they mouth, then they film and they'll upload it. Suckers do anything for that clout. They'll trick you out of your position if you ain't gained up and you ain't here watching out. Internet bloggers, internet gangsters, who the snitches? I can't tell. On the dead homies and enemies podcast, the only podcast that I know won't tell. But I ain't tripping, I just pay attention to my own little business and I get the smell. I'm in another state, making another plate. Big plat place on my state. A plush hotel, just counting mail. I do this shit and I do it well.